What's going on, Spitfires? Welcome back to another episode of the Spitfire Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Lemunion, the Spitfire Coach. And I just got home from a meeting and I wanted to record this because it was very top of mind. It's super important and it's something that all of us need to remember. So this morning, it's really cold in Denver the last 2 days. We're in the negative temperatures when I woke up, very cold. And I am a coach, as you probably know, and I'm new to Denver. And I'm always looking to connect with like-minded people who are up to really awesome things. And so I've been trying out new groups, new networking opportunities. And I decided to get together for a coaches coffee through the International Coaching Federation Colorado chapter. And from this thread, you would think that there would be 20 people there. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Let's do this. Let's go. Woo, woo, woo. And I was running late. I went to the wrong location, but I was like, I'm going to go. Even if it's cold, I'm going to wear my big long jacket with a ridiculous hood with the fur trim and my snow boots, and I'm going to go. And I'll tell you why I went. But before I do, I was the only person there. Me and the person who organized it. And she immediately knew who I was because I had confirmed I had made myself known and I had a nice little profile picture on my base camp. And I'm like, this is not what I envisioned. Where is everyone else? And I realized this is part of a bigger problem. And this is the issue that I think a lot of people who are natural planners and organizers face is that the flake out is real. And I've noticed this about Denver. I noticed it about DC for very different reasons. But it's something that we need to address because what you don't realize in your cancellation, in your excuse on why you can't attend, is that there is someone else that is showing up that has put in the effort to make this possible and is now feeling the impact of you not showing up. It's almost worse when you give a lame excuse like it's too cold. Yeah, it's Colorado, y'all, in the winter. It's going to be cold. You knew it was going to be cold yesterday. And in fact, it's warmer today. We went up 20 degrees. So it's like a freaking heat wave. But I'm thinking, what is going on with people who commit and then flake? And the reason that I'm not one of these people is because I have been on the receiving end. And in fact, it is one of those deep-seated feelings as a kid of having a party and having one or two people show up or having no one show up. And it is the single most worst feeling that you can have as a social extrovert of like, I want to create all this fun. I want to make this happen. It's going to be amazing. And then nobody comes. And people think that they're doing a nice thing by saying, hey, can't make it, had something come up. It's like a dagger. So it's almost like just say you don't want to go from the beginning. In DC, it was like something better came along and people were constantly evaluating their priorities and their calendars and trying to see what was the best fit. In Denver, I don't know what it is, but the flake out is real. Like people just don't show up. And usually the people who show up are not from here, with the exception of the person who organized it. But I want to encourage you to just show up. If not for you, for the other person, for the effort that they've put in, for the opportunity to meet someone new, to have an amazing conversation. And this coach and I had a great time. And it was just the two of us for an hour and we jammed out. And it turns out we have a lot in common and are up to similar things. Would that have happened with 3 more people? Who knows? But imagine the opportunity that you could create by just showing up, the people you can meet, the experiences you can have, the opportunities that can show up. If you don't show up, you'll never know. And in fact, you've cut that off. And you probably get labeled as a flake or as somebody who doesn't show up. And listen, life happens. We all have juggling of priorities, and I don't have kids. I don't have family members to take care of. So I have more flexibility, and I fully acknowledge that. The question is, why did you sign up in the first place? And what would it take for you to follow through on those commitments? And are you being realistic with your capacity and your opening? You know, what is driving you to connect? Is it something that you think you're supposed to do, or is it something that you want to do? So be honest with yourself from the front end, because the waffling and the flip-flopping is like emotional yo-yo. And what it does is it takes the fun out of planning it. It makes it feel like a chore, like you're herding cats. So I encourage you all to be adults, to take ownership and accountability for your commitments. And from the front end, if you don't want to attend, do not RSVP, do not sign up, because you are only looking at it from your lens. I encourage you to look at it from other impacted parties and to be clear from the front side all the way through of when I commit, I show up, unless there is some crazy emergency. And honestly, it being cold is not an emergency. And this may ring true a little bit for me because yesterday I had one person show up when I had 12 people RSVP. Yeah, here's the connector. It's all there. So show up, show up, show up, show up, show up, follow through, be adults. All right, this is your PSA. You all keep being awesome.